how your addiction to self-help, how to stop being a self-help junkie and start living your life. That's what we're going to talk about today. But first, please let me inhale the validation you send my way across the interwebs. Do so by subscribing to the YouTube channel and hitting the little notification bell so you can get more videos. All of the platforms, please like, comment, subscribe. Do what the platform would like you to do to send algorithmic waves into the synapses of my brain. Okay. Seems a little bit contradictory for me, a self-help writer and self-help YouTuber, to preach to you about how to not become addicted to self-help and how to not become a self-help junkie. Here is the thing. I made another video where I talked about the fact that in order to get self-help to work at all, you're basically going to have to bathe in self-help. You are going to have to constantly consume self-help content. You are going to have to brainwash yourself and rewire your brain. So how could I, on the one hand, tell you to do nothing more than consume self-help content and then tell you not to become a self-help junkie? Well, it's very simple. It's very simple. They're not contradictory at all. When you're brainwashing yourself to become more successful, you actually do things. When you're a self-help junkie, you watch self-help videos, read self-help books, and do nothing. So when I would listen to somebody like a Tony Robbins or a Gary Vaynerchuk or a Mel Robbins or any one of these other Jim Rohn, I'd be listening to them before I would begin to do the work. So I'd wake up at 5 a.m., feel a lack of motivation, and then turn on a Gary Vaynerchuk video. But then after that, I would proceed to spend 2 hours writing a blog post. I would listen to a Jim Rohn talk and then proceed to do 100 outreach emails to promote a blog post that I was working on. I would listen to self-help content while I'm working out, while I'm doing cardio, which I find boring and monotonous, but I know will improve my life. I use the self-help content to motivate me to do things. You have to do things. And if you notice that you're spending too much time consuming self-help content without actually doing anything, maybe you should take a break and go do something. It would make me thrilled if you stopped watching my videos and then just spent the next week, month, 90 days working on something and then just using me as a refresher. Now, I understand the need for the incessant consumption of self-help to get your motor going, because you need that to counteract decades of negative social programming and societal BS and their brainwashing. So yeah, you do need to spend some time brainwashing yourself when they've spent multiple decades brainwashing you. From the time you were very impressionable as a child, you've been brainwashed. So it does take some undoing of that, but you can accelerate the rewiring of your brain when you actually do the work. You just do the work in little steps. Like, I wish I could be able to instill what it feels like to have finished and accomplished the work, because it's just so hard to understand when you haven't got there. Now, like I always say, there are different levels of talent and intelligence in different spheres, but like, you could do this. Like, you could sign up for that $30 a month Shopify store. Buy the Get Rich on Shopify course. Listen to myself or some Gary Vee or some Tony Robbins or whoever you needed to do to motivate yourself, and you could piece it together. You could put together the homepage. You could put together the checkout cart. You could find the products. You could do it 1 or 2 hours a day. 1 or 2 hours a day. 5 days a week. You don't even have to do it on the weekends. But if you wanted to accelerate it, you could do it on the weekends too, like I did. You can make the sacrifices like I did in these little steps. You can do this. I know people who have done the work. Normal people. I'm in a group of writers. We're some of basically a lot of the top writers on Medium. Like, we're all in a group together. And what I've come to realize is that we're all just normal. We're normal human beings who put in work to build something for ourselves. We're normal. Yeah, we're blessed with the talent of writing, but we're not blessed with every single talent in the book. We just found the one that worked for us, and we all just worked towards it. Everyone in that group, minimum 2 years of experience. There's one woman in our group who is multiple times over traditionally published author and who still is putting in the work. You don't stop putting in the work. And you also don't stop having fears and doubts. So yes, more or less you will consume personal development content to improve your life all the time. Like, I still, from time to time, will consume self-improvement content, but I don't need to do it as much. I pretty much get the gist of it. And now I'm focusing on reading other subjects, learning other things so that I can begin to bring different angles into what I'm trying to tell you. I learned the worldview of the self-help world, and then I put my own spin on it and use my life experiences and the insights I've gained to share them with you. And then I'm continuing to take in more information and try to evolve. You don't want to become a self-help junkie and a self-help robot. You want to evolve to learn about more things. So the stuff I read about now, I read about psychology, I read about science, I read about evolution, I read about investing, I read about real estate, cryptocurrencies. I'm just like continuing to learn and learn and learn because my self-help engine runs on autopilot now. I don't need motivation. I work every day. You see me clipping out these videos daily. I don't need motivation to do it. It's not hard. And that's what you have to understand. If you begin to do the work, 90 days will turn into 6 months. 6 months will turn into a year. A year will turn into 2 years. 2 years, years 2 to 5 will become a blur, and then you'll just look up and you're like, wow, I require zero motivation to get work done anymore. None. I wake up every day, write, shoot videos, plan book launches, exercise, eat right, track my fitness, track my calories, journal, come up with ideas, write down things I'm grateful for, drink green tea, meditate, do yoga. I do all that shit on autopilot because I built the engine to create the autopilot that is my life because I did work. My life wasn't always on autopilot. I used to struggle just like you. I used to have doubts just like you. I still have doubts. But now they're just doubts about crazy things like whether or not I could become a New York Times bestseller or get my YouTube channel to 1 million people. Like, those are the new, you get a different set of problems and different doubts when you become successful. So just become successful. And don't be a self-help junkie. And don't watch videos and then go home and lay on your couch and watch TV or masturbate and watch football and read Vampire Diaries, whatever the hell you guys are doing. Don't do any of that. Do the self-help and then help yourself. Do the work. Put in the time. And I will be here so many times. You're going to watch this channel grow. And I'm not saying this out of arrogance. I just am going to show you what the product of that work looks like. And 5 years from now, you'll be like, God damn it, I should have listened to Ayo. Look at his channel now. I was there when he started the channel. And I still ain't doing shit. Don't be one of those people. Come with me. I'm welcoming you to join me. Okay. You 2.0 is the book that you want to get right now. I'm coming out with a new book in January, but this is the one you want to get right now. Amazon and all other platforms. I love you. I love you enough to tell the truth, and I care about you enough to give you that real, uncut, raw, no BS advice that you need. Okay, I'll see you next time.